Mom, I have some news for you. I was talking on the phone with my daughter, and it was just kind of casual. We were catching up. I didn't think anything too big was going on. But when I heard the tone in her voice, it got my attention. And I'm going to tell you today what that family news helped me to understand about intimacy. So today's talk is a little different. It's a story, and it's a story about how intimacy is both good and difficult, but always worth the effort and worth being attentional. So, yes, you may have guessed it. My grown adult married daughter gave me the most wonderful news. She told me that she was pregnant, and I was just thrilled. I mean, we had all been wanting this. It was just the best possible exciting moment. And we were just loving every bit of this during her pregnancy. And I got to be really involved, and I still am, because I get to keep my oldest grandson one day a week. And so I see all of these really, really sweet changes. And then I get to hear from his mom and, how he's progressing and how they are adjusting. And it's a big deal. There are so many joys, but there is just a lot to life after you have had a baby. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's hard. Babies are so good, but they require so much attention. And actually, this is one of the best comparisons for intimacy in marriage that I have thought of in a long while. So I hope you can go on this journey with me, take a risk, stretch yourself a little bit to see it this way. Intimacy in marriage. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's like a miracle, right? So good. But it requires a lot of attention. And couples forget that joy. They may be experiencing a lot of bad things, difficult things in their marriage. And so the joy and the good just gets glossed over, and just life in general gets in the way when you have so many responsibilities. And after you get married, the responsibilities just grow. And to get back to that place where you're appreciating dating, wow, you could just be too tired. And there could be too many pain circles that are just repeating and repeating. It's hard to imagine what that place of joy and good is. Things just get in the way in life. And maybe you can't even believe that God could use your spouse to meet some of those deep needs that are going on in your life. Another biggie in regards to intimacy in marriage, and it is emotional, but I'm really being specific about sexual intimacy right now. So there are benefits. And I'm not just talking about those 13 seconds of amazing pleasure, and yet those count, but there's benefits that couples miss out on that maybe they don't even know. Maybe if we could just put it right in front of them, black and white, let's be logical, then they would choose to see these benefits. So, hey, when you are engaging in healthy sexual intimacy in marriage, you are partnering with God. You are saying yes to all of His blessings and His goodness. You're putting yourself in alignment with Him. I mean, I like to call it that you are just, bringing heaven to earth. This is a reenactment of your covenant. Hey, but there's more. There's more. Yes, spiritual counts, but there's more. There are physical health benefits. There are emotional health benefits. If you are having consistent, happy, healthy intimacy, sexual intimacy in your marriage, your whole body is going to respond. I have even seen people's careers improve because they felt so much better about themselves and about life that they drew other people to them. That confidence that comes out of that place, woo! I mean, you really cannot even put a sense of value on it. It's huge. And there's one more thing. The family security that comes out of parents' healthy sexual intimacy, it's good for your kids because they are not putting their energy to surviving mom and dad's walls and bitterness and fighting. They get to flourish. And that is an amazing gift for your children to be able to walk in. So here's what I discovered. I have 3 nuggets for you to take away today about why it's good to be intentional about sexual intimacy in marriage. Number 1, make it a priority. Yep, you can just make that choice. You know, it's possible at one point in your life, you made your health a priority. You gave up all of those bad foods for you, and you chose other foods because you made it a priority. Maybe you made your finances a priority. You know, when we start coming around to the beginning of a new year, and people are like, okay, this year is going to be different, and they're going to check all the boxes. Well, you know, you can put sexual intimacy in your marriage as one of those boxes that you're going to prioritize. And I think about boundaries in relationship. People do crazy things to change their life because of boundaries. And when holidays come around, like, ooh, I don't want to be seated next to so-and-so because they always stir things up. And you make choices and changes. So let sexual intimacy in your marriage be something that you are willing to make a choice about and how you set it up as a priority. Number 2, it's a walk of faith. You may be like, wait, sexual intimacy is a walk of faith. I thought it was just this spontaneous thing, this feel-good vibe, you know, this carryover from early days of marriage, etc. Well, yes, but there's more. And so everything that you have walked in faith for as a Christian applies to sexual intimacy in marriage. You are partnering with the Holy Spirit. As I mentioned earlier, it's like a reenactment of your covenant, and God smiles on that. And it will absolutely empower you. And if you have ever said, okay, this year I'm going to read the Bible through in a year, or this year I'm going to have a devotional every morning, or this year I'm going to get in part of a disciple group, I'm going to go to a Christian retreat. If you believe that God will support you in all of those Christian practices, then I tell you, He is not just 100% behind supporting you for sexual intimacy in your marriage. He's 1,000% behind you. God created it for your good. Okay, what's the third thing that I learned? You get to reawaken your marriage dreams. That's on you. But hey, you've got all the power to do that, to reawaken those dreams, and those dreams of connection and affection and romance. All of that fits together to make sexual intimacy be sweeter, better, easier to get to, because I know there are obstacles to get to it, but I just encourage you, find the good, make that choice. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to bring so many benefits to your life, your marriage, your family. You got it. And if you'd like some help, let's have a laser focused session to dive into this. I offer a Dare to Love coaching bundle that we have a private session to figure out where you want to go, what your goals are, and then you get marriage tools to help you along the way. So check that link out below, the Dare to Love coaching bundle. Woo! Thanks so much for joining me today. And remember that God's design for a thriving marriage is connection in spirit, soul, and body.